All right, something that's always pissed me off is if you want to cut dados and plywood with your router, you have to buy specialty router bits that are the same dimensions of that undersized plywood, and it's always just drove me nuts.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So today I'm going to show you how to cut perfectly sized dados in your sheet good material with making this super easy jig and eliminate buying specialty router bits and using the router bits you have on hand. All right, so all you need to make this jig is 4 pieces of scrap plywood. Now 2 of those pieces need to be longer than the workpiece that will be getting the dado cut into it, and that'll help accommodate for the router base and having enough room there to get a full cut on that sheet good. And then the 2 shorter pieces just need to be able to accommodate your jig to be slightly wider than the dado itself. So I just position these into a loose rectangle. You don't need to measure it or anything, just eyeball it. Then just drive a single brad nail in each of those corners and you'll find that you've got a shiftable jig now. And that's what you want, because you're gonna take this jig over to a similar or same thickness sheet good as a template, and you're gonna shift the 2 long surfaces to where they fit nice and snug against the 2 faces of your template. Then I like to use a clamp to hold this jig into position and then drive 1 more brad nail into each of those corners, and now that will fix this jig into the proper dimensions. So once this jig's fixed, all you do is just clamp it onto the workpiece that needs the dado, ensuring that you're lining it up with the marks so you can have a properly positioned dado. And then using that slightly undersized router bit, flush trim router bit that is, you're just gonna follow this template out. Now, I tend to make this in multiple bites. It just ensures that you get a clear cut dado and you reduce the risk of any sort of blowout or chip out. So once you get this cut out, you'll notice that you've got a perfectly fit dado in your workpiece. Now I've been doing this for a while and I've never had this thing let me down. So I put a poll out here a couple days ago asking you guys if you liked the shorts or the long form videos better, and it seemed like most of you liked the long form videos. But if you do like short form content, I post weekly, if not daily, over on Instagram and TikTok. So if that's more your style and you want to see more of a daily progression of the projects that I'm currently working on, go follow me over there. So hopefully it benefited you. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. So I know someone's gonna ask in the comments below why my jig looks slightly different than what it did here a few seconds ago. And I just eyeballed how long my scrap pieces needed to be. So my router base plate was interfering with those top supports. So I wasn't able to get a full pass on this sheet good. So I just simply flipped the jig over, added 2 more supports, and then removed the original ones. That way I didn't have any of the interference with my router. It's the same jig, I'm not scamming you. This really works awesome.